Eugene Sledge was probably the closest friend I ever had in this world, especially as a young boy. We lived about 3 city blocks apart in Mobile, old downtown Mobile. I lived on Georgia Avenue, he lived on Montauk. And Eugene and I went to grade school together, went to high school together, well, let me back up and say that Eugene had rheumatic fever as a boy, and he lost 2 years of school. I'd go around and visit him, but his father was a heart doctor and would not allow him to get out of bed, at least not out of the bedroom. But I'd go around and visit with Eugene when he was there at home with his rheumatic fever. And the closeness of the two of us just was a thing that went on all of our lives. We were very, very good friends, and we had some of the same friends. We had a group, a gang, you might say, of maybe 10 of us that were all very close friends, lived in that part of town. And Eugene was part of it, and I was part of it. He, of course, was not famous. I was nobody, and he was nobody. So we were just two boys growing up together. I told Sledge in one of my letters from Guadalcanal that he should join nothing, not even the Girl Scouts, not the Boy Scouts, the Salvation Army. I said, just stay out of everything and anything. Just chit-chat letters, how you doing, what's going on, and that sort of thing. But he knew where I was. He knew when I was at Paris Island. He knew when I was at Camp Lejeune. I say Camp Lejeune, it wasn't Camp Lejeune then, it was New River. But he knew where I was. We would exchange letters at least once a month and keep in close contact. He would send me photographs, some of them that were old, but I kept asking him to send me some photographs because your photographs were always getting ruined in the service. You'd get rained on or something would happen, and you'd have to throw them all away and start over. I had signed up regular, so the war ended and my enlistment ended. They were anxious to get you out of the service, so when my enlistment ended, which was right close to the turn of the year, my discharge was, I think, on the 6th of January of 1946. And Eugene was still in the service. He was not regular, he was in the reserve. And when the war ended, he actually was on Okinawa. And then he went on to North China with the 1st Marine Division. So Eugene did not get out and get home until several months after I did. We would exchange letters at least once a month, all through the war. But he would tell me that he had met some Chinese friends and that they had a boy that took care of things in their platoon area, and that he had become fast friends with the boy, and that he was learning less Chinese than the boy was learning English. He said that the boy was learning a lot more English than he was Chinese. But he wrote me some interesting letters. My buddy Eugene seemed to be haunted by the war. Eugene and I would talk for hours and hours and hours, especially at night. And I was recently married. He was not married yet, and he would come out and we would talk until my wife would finally tell him to go home. She said, "Go home, Eugene, it's past our bedtime, now leave." But they'd been to high school together. They were very good friends, and he would laugh and he'd say, "All right, Miss Mary, I'm leaving." But I just figured that I needed to get on with my life, and I was not going to let World War II dominate my life. Of course it did. It dominated all of our lives for the whole generation.